It's TMP Empire.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the Verse with TMP. This is Pastor Billy. It's an honor again to see you all and to be a blessing to you again today. Today, I'm bringing you a topic that I feel in my heart will challenge you, but beyond challenging you, will help you to understand how God works with us as believer. I have a verse that I would like to share with you if you allow me. It's in the book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 41. Probably a verse that you've heard before. Mark chapter 4, verse 41 say, they were terrified and asked each other, who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him. Well, as you know, they were talking about Jesus. Let me put you in the context of this story. Jesus was with his disciples, all the 12 of them. After a certain moment, they were doing miracle and talking to people in a city. And Jesus decided to tell them, listen, I believe our time on this side is over. Let's go to the other side. Let's cross to the other side. And you know, the disciples, they were following Jesus everywhere he was going. And I believe that's actually a lesson that we can learn. That if you are a disciple of Christ, you have to follow him everywhere he goes. Everywhere he sends you. Who is a disciple? That's a good question. A disciple, is this somebody that just go to church? Is this someone that just posts about God? Who is a disciple? A disciple is someone that has given his life to Jesus and received him as his Lord and Savior. And beyond receiving, is a person who has decided to follow him for the rest of his life. Beyond following, a disciple is also a person that watch closely, obey closely the word that Christ has given to them. So here Jesus was with his disciple, 12 of them. But you know, most of the time we talk about the 12, but you got to understand that there was not only 12 people. There were so many others. Thousands of disciples that were following Christ. But after certain times, Jesus only stayed closely with 12 of them. And I believe all of us, we have to be able to know which person to bring closer to us and which person to consider as acquaintances. Jesus did not send 5,000 of people. He sent 12. Why? Because Jesus was not only focusing on numbers, he was focusing on quality. And that's what I would love all of us to do. Sometimes we don't just have to focus on having so many people, but to have few people that we can impact, few people that we can also be able to bless and, commend them to be blessing to others. Let's go back to our story and to our context. So Jesus tell them, hey, listen, it's time for us to go to the other side. And he did not tell the disciple what's going to happen as they will be crossing the river to the other side. And while I was reading this verse, God has been speaking to my heart. I realized that every time we give our life to Christ, it's not a guarantee that everything will be fine. Following Jesus is a great thing. Following Jesus Christ doesn't mean that you will never have to face any battle or you will never have to face any challenges. No. But following Jesus gives you the guarantee that he's going to be in your battle, in your challenges, as you are walking in the journey of faith. He tells them, let's go to the other side. In the midst of them crossing the river, the Bible said that a wind and a storm came. And the Bible declares that water was coming in the boat, and they start sinking. But when those things were happening, Jesus was sleeping, and the Bible said that he was sleeping under the boat, meaning that I think he was probably getting wet, but he just refused to wake up. And I learned something that the Spirit of God told me. Jesus told them to cross, but he did not tell them that they are going to encounter a storm. He told them, let's go to the other side, but he did not give them the detail of what's going to happen to them. And that's what happens to most of us. God can tell you to do something. He can tell you are going to get married. He can tell you you're probably going to go to America. He probably can tell you you're going to be able to achieve this or that, but God will never God will not give you all the detail that you need to embark in any other journey. What am I trying to tell you? There is in our relationship with God something that we call faith. When does faith becomes important in our journey with Christ? Is when we don't have the detail, but we rely on him through faith, knowing that he's going to be able to provide for us, to protect us, and to show us the right way. So Jesus tells them, let's cross, but he doesn't tell them, this is what's going to happen to you. And I was learning through this verse that we don't pick our battles when we come to Christ. When we come to Jesus, he doesn't tell us, hey, listen, this is going to happen to you. You're probably going to get sick. You're probably going to get cancer. Or your father is going to die. Or you are probably going to lose a loved one. He doesn't give you all those details. But he tells you, let's go to the other side. And I think one of the things that has been really making us having a failing Christian life is the need of us trying to know everything. The need of us to have control over our life. And I believe that's the problem that we have. If you have given your life to Christ, you cannot be the master of your life anymore. If you have given your life to Christ, you cannot be the one controlling your life anymore. Once you have given your life to Christ, you have to depend on him totally. That's what the disciples were trying to do. He tells them, let's go. And they don't know, but they're embarked in the journey. And that reminds me the story of Abraham. I don't know if you guys know Abraham. The Bible said that God came to Abraham and told him, listen, leave your mothers, leave your fathers, leave your daddy's country, and go to a place I will show you. And he doesn't even tell Abraham where he's going to take him. He told Joseph in a dream that you are going to become, a prime minister. You're going to rule over your brothers. But he doesn't give Joseph the detail that he's going to be sold by his own brothers. You guys remember the story of Moses. God tell Moses, bring the children of Israel out of Egypt and go to them in Canaan. But God did not tell Moses that you are going to go in front of the Red Sea. He didn't tell Moses you are going to go through the desert. The Bible talks about a man called David. The Bible said that God, through Samuel, came to anoint David in his father's house. But after anointing David, he did not tell David that you are going to face Goliath. So God can call you. God can tell you to do something, but he's not going to give you all the details. He's not going to give you all the details. Why? Why is he not going to give you all the details? Because if we know everything, then we don't need God. If we are in control of everything, then we don't need God. When we don't know anything, that's when faith comes in. Faith knowing, even if I don't know where I'm going, but I know who sent me. Even if I don't know what I'm going to encounter as challenges, but I know who's coming with me. The purpose of my teaching here is not to tell you that when you embark in a Christian journey, you are going to the unknown. No, that's not my purpose here. My purpose is to tell you that even if you don't know where you are going, at least you can be sure that God is going to be with you. When Jesus tells you, let's go to the other side, he doesn't tell you you are going to go by yourself. He tells you, I am going to come with you. And every time you face a challenges in a journey that God has told you to embark in, know one thing, that your challenges, your storm has only one and one purpose, to reveal you who Jesus is. That's what we read in the book of Mark chapter 4, verse 41. The disciple at the end of the story, they are asking themselves, who is this man who can talk to wind and who can talk to the storm? But this shocks me because the disciples are supposed to know Jesus, right? They were with him. They saw him, resurrecting Lazarus. They saw him doing so many miracles, changing water into wine. I believe they know him. I believe they know the man that told them, let's go to the other side. I believe they knew him. But at the end of the story, they are asking themselves, who is this man? It shows me that they knew him, but they did not also know him. Let me tell you something. Sometimes we think we know God, but we don't truly know him. But what reveals God to us is our challenges. They knew Jesus could multiply bread, but they did not know him as the one that can talk to the water and talk to the wind and talk to the storm. Sometimes you can know God as a healer. Sometimes you can know God as a provider, but you don't know him as a miracle worker. And when you encounter a sickness, then you can experience him as a miracle worker. The disciple knew him as Jesus, but after the storm, they knew him as the one that can talk to the storm, that can calm the wind. And I believe that somebody is watching me can probably relate to what I'm saying. You may be facing a challenges right now. Probably you are sick in your body. Probably, I don't know, your parents is sick. Probably your child is sick. Let me tell you that every challenges that you are going through doesn't have the purpose to kill you, but it has the purpose to reveal who God is to you. If you are sick, he's going to reveal himself as the healer. If you are lacking, he's going to reveal himself as the provider. And I believe you will ask yourself a question that I thought I knew him, but it looks like I'm experiencing a new revelation of who he is. Your challenges is not to kill you. Your challenges is not to destroy you. Your challenges are instruments that God can use to reveal himself to you. You are not called to die. You are not called to be miserable. You are called to experience God. And every time the devil will come to try to take you down, God will use that challenges to lift you up and reveal himself to you. Your storm, your wind will not sink your boat. Your storm and your wind will reveal who Jesus is to you. This was Pastor Billy, and this is the verse with TMP. God bless you.
It's TMP Empire.